Welcome back, and thanks for joining us for the latest San Diego real estate update. We're checking out the trends that are moving the market here in America's finest city. And today, before we get into the numbers, I thought we could share some firsthand information about what it's like out there on the streets right now. And Eric, you're out and about more than I am, and you've been really busy. So what's going on out there right now?
Well, it's crazy. It's not like the same feeling that we had this time last year, which was just utter pandemonium. But it's similar. It's very it's focused, and in my personal experience, I would say if you're looking at homes, in the $1 million to $1.4 million range, you're generally going to be up against 5 or 6 offers, where this time last year it might have been 15 or 20. But if you're in the entry-level price points right now, I mean, good luck. We personally had a listing that we put on the market last week, and I had to wade through 25 offers on that one.
So we put 2 homes on the market last week. One was a condo in Carmel Mountain Ranch, and the other was a mid-sized home in San Carlos. So you're talking about the San Carlos home.
That's true. Yes, that home received 25 offers in just a matter of 48 hours. And then at the same time, while I was in the midst of that, I had a buyer, 2 buyers really. One that was writing an offer on a entry-level home in Lemon Grove around the $700,000 mark. That listing got 23 offers. And then another buyer who was writing an offer on a home up here in the price point that I was talking about. That one got 5 offers. But both of our listings and both of the listings that we were writing offers on went way over asking price. So, we're back into this sort of highly competitive, seemingly rapid appreciation cycle. Only this year, the amount of activity is a lot less than it was last year.
The volume is lower.
The volume is lower, but when there's action, it's hot. So.
All right, well, let's check out the latest information from the San Diego Association of Realtors, and we're going to be looking here. Okay, so let's check out the trends from March to April. What happened in the San Diego real estate market between March and April? So why don't you go ahead and talk about that?
Sure. Well, as you can see, there are 10% less new listings, 10.1% less new listings, only 6% less pending sales. And what's interesting is, you see there were 2,008 new listings in April and 2,020 pending sales. So pending sales still just barely edging out new listings, just keeping that inventory from growing. And then closed sales are down 10.2%, which is almost identical to the number of down in new listings, I think just coincidentally. So then the number of homes for sale appears to have increased 11.2%, which is interesting. Sometimes the SDAR numbers don't exactly line up with what I'm checking on a daily basis just using the MLS. So I'm not 100% sure where that number comes from, because when I'm checking the San Diego MLS, I have never, all last month, did I ever see a number as high as 2,500. But SDAR is getting its numbers from wherever they're getting them, and the difference is negligible. So that's what I'll say about that. And then surprisingly, only a 0.9% increase in median price between March and April, but that, I guess, maybe shouldn't be so surprising. We had a nearly 6% jump from February to March, and I think over the next few months, the median price will average out and be higher.
Okay, well, let's check out the long charts here. I'm going to turn on the San Diego Association of Realtors data that goes back to 2012. So we're gonna have a look at the yearly trends.
Yes.
All right,
okay.
Let's talk about new listings.
Sure.
I need to click on there.
Okay. Yes, new listings, of course, here these graphs are showing you, the past 3 years, and the graph down here at the bottom goes back 12 years. But
we had a similar pattern for many years, and now this year it's I think each of those tick marks, each vertical tick mark is 6 months.
Okay, good. So yeah, you can see that the pattern was it was a well-worn pattern until 2019. We started to see new listings dropping down, and then things got weird in 2020 and 21.
Things got weird in 2020 in a lot of ways. But
yes,
real estate was one of them.
Right, but as you can see, the number of new listings, the bottom of it just keeps getting lower. And so we're just seeing less and less new listings, and that's reflected here very, very dramatically with detached houses from April of 22 to April of 23, almost 50% less. And similarly here with condos. And then year to date, we are off 38.4% with new listings.
And a lot of that, if not most of it, has to do with higher interest rates. People are less likely to move when they're going to have to trade their low interest rate for a much higher one. So
yes, I had somebody describe it to me the other day as being stuck in their home, and I don't think they were necessarily meaning that in a bad way, but if you had any sort of frivolous desire to move, you're gonna say, oh, I'm stuck here, because there's just no way you're going to trade in a 3% mortgage for a 6% mortgage.
If you're changing jobs or you're having some kind of a life change, you might want to move, and people do.
Right.
We've got some retired folks now who are moving to Florida. So those kinds of moves are still happening, but just moving because you would like a bigger house or because you don't like your neighbors, those types of moves are less common now.
Much less common. So we're kind of back to the core issues that cause people to move, not really the just happen to be shopping around and gosh, we fell in love with it and let's just pull the trigger right now. A lot more of that was happening in 2020 and 21, and then until interest rates got funky. So should I move
yes,
ahead?
let's
Okay.
move on ahead to
Closed sales. This is where people move into homes, and money gets exchanged, and the rubber meets the road, as they say.
yes.
And this is off 40%. Detached homes off 40% from last year, and that's it's not good. I mean, but again, it's if you just report this number and say closed sales are off 40%, it sounds catastrophic. And it kind of is, but at the same time, prices are going up, sales are happening, just a lot less of them. And so this number right here is really hurting a lot of real estate agents, a lot of escrow companies, lenders, title companies, termite companies,
handy folks, painters,
you name it. Just about
carpet people,
just about every trade that you can think of.
plumbers.
Yes, electricians. You didn't mention electricians. Everybody is off because of this, and that's really it's an interesting thing, and hopefully it changes. But the only way it's going to change is if we get more new listings. That's the only way that we're going to pull ourselves out of this. Otherwise, everybody's just going to have to learn to do more with less. And the industry is definitely shedding right now real estate agents, left and right. And that's what happens every few years. There's a shakeout.
Yeah, we remember the big one back in 2008, and we had a lot of our office mates who went to work at Home Depot, or
yeah,
we didn't know when to quit, and we stuck around, and we will this time too. But it's an interesting time.
It is. We're not going anywhere, but it is sort of unnerving when you walk into Costco and you see who you thought was the top agent in your office, boxing up your groceries, and that actually happened at Costco.
All right, well, let's talk about median price, because that has not gone down despite some folks predicting that the market was about to crash.
Sure. Well, it is. It's off 4.7% from April of last year, and it's up month over month by,
I think it was about 0.9%.
Yeah, almost.
And the month before that, a little over 6%.
Yeah.
And you can see on the graph there, if you go over the last 6 months there, where it took a little dip and then went back up.
Yeah, so you can see where we were, last year at the high when the median price detached home topped $1 million. And then it came down from there had a little bit of an uptick, and then it went down some more. And then it's been going up every month since December. And, you know, some fairly steep increases, a little shallower increase. But I see us, I mean, unless the dynamic really changes, or unless there's some economic calamity that we're not predicting, we're going to get back to here pretty soon. And it may not take more than another month or so to get back to this detached median at $1 million. And that leads right into the next slide that we talked about. Right, interest rates. So over the last week...
And this is a Freddie Mac survey.
Yeah, Freddie Mac survey has us at 6.35 on average. And this is supposedly the end of the Federal Reserve's rate hike cycle.
That's the word on the street.
They said that they were stopping the rate hikes. And so the most recent rate hike was already baked into the mortgage rate, and industry experts almost across the board are saying expect downward pressure on rates over the next couple of months. And if rates get down below 6 and into the 5s, I mean, that's really gonna make a really kind of sticky situation, because if we don't get some more new listings and rates go down, that means more buyers are coming into the market. It's going to get more competitive for those buyers, and it's going to drive prices up even faster. So that's...
Well, hopefully if rates get lower, some of these folks who feel like they're stuck in their homes will feel less pressure and decide to move. So that might cause some folks
that could help too, yes.
List their homes.
That's true. That could help create some inventory. And so, you know, speaking of creating inventory, if you're thinking of selling, I mean, give us a call, because we could...
It's a good time if you're a seller.
It is, but the interesting thing about this is very different from a lot of other markets where, you know, you put a cardboard sign in the lawn, you could sell the house, and, you know, what did you need a real estate agent for? Well, these days, in my opinion, and I think not just my opinion, I think this is a fact, you need an experienced real estate agent to help you deal with the 25 offers that you're going to get.
They're going to be all very different nuances, different kinds of financing, any number of different variables that you're going to have to sift through, and it's tricky.
Not to mention that your phone is just going to start melting because it's ringing so much and you're not going to know what to do. You really need somebody with you who has been through this before and knows how to manage that process, because it is a process to manage.
Yes, absolutely.
And at the end of that process, you can wind up with, you know, a lot more money in your pocket than you thought. And if you're not well represented, then other agents, the buyer's agents, are going to be pushing you or your agent around, and you're going to wind up with less money. So that's my rant on that. So
hire a pro.
Yeah, hire a pro, absolutely. And so that's what's happening in San Diego real estate this month.
All right, well, we'll be back next month with another update. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please like, share, subscribe, leave us a comment, and we'll see you next time.
See you, folks.